dignitaries, our principal, Dr. P. Wilson, former principal, Dr. Alexander Mantramurthy, head of the department, Dr. R. Sridhar, Dr. S. Sudha, associate professor, Professor Rabindranath Chanana, Dr. J. Ramesh Sundar, Dr. A. Subramanian, Dr. H. Crosby Vijaykumar, Dr. W. Lawrence S. Prabhakar, Dr. K. Palani, Dr. S. D. Christopher Chandran, and Dr. N. M. Hariharan to please occupy their seats on the dais.
Your Winnie's granddaughter, right?
Yes, sir.
All the congrats.
Thank you.
Stop calling me sir. You call me Tata, okay?
A very warm and heartfelt welcome to the Global Alumni Reunion 2026 of the Department of Political Science, Madras Christian College. There is something special about returning to a place where so many of our chapters in our lives were written. Years may have passed, classrooms may have changed, and life may have taken us across cities and countries. But some places continue to feel like home. And perhaps that is what an alumni reunion is really about. Not simply meeting old friends, but returning to a part of ourselves. As the saying goes, we do not remember days, we remember moments. Today is a day to revisit those moments, reconnect with old friends and teachers, and create a few new memories together. On behalf of the Department of Political Science, I, Ritika Rachel Praveen from 1st BA, extend a very warm welcome to each one of you gathered here. Welcome home to the Department of Political Science. Welcome back to MCC. We begin by seeking God's blessings upon this gathering and expressing our gratitude for the opportunity to come together once again. I request the audience to kindly rise. May I invite Reverend C.S.E. Ross, the college chaplain, to lead us in the opening prayer, followed by the prayer for the college led by Professor J. Divyan, a prayer for our alumni led by Ms. Mangala, and the department choir will then lead us in a prayer song.
How good and blessed it is when brothers and sisters live together in unity. For there the Lord bestows God's blessing, even life forevermore. Let us pray. Loving Lord, we thank you for the Global Alumni Reunion of the Political Science Department in the Madras Christian College this day, a reunion to thank you for the great mercies that you had shown to everyone present here. What a great joy to remember God's faithfulness in our lives. You have taken all of us in a faith journey to various places and professions to serve humanity. Many lives were touched, situations transformed, and localities and communities changed for the better. You have made an indelible mark and impression by your servants, even in tough situations and encounters. We thank you for sending forth young men and women continuously from the Madras Christian College till date to make the world a better world than before. We thank you for the presence of our beloved principal, the dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, and all participating in the reunion. Let there be great outcome to cherish hereafter, memories forever. We thank you for the hard work made by the organizers to make and organize the reunion so well. We invoke God's presence from the beginning till the end of this program. In Jesus' precious name we pray. Amen.
Prayer for the college. O thou, who in days past didst put it into the hearts of good men to found this college, for the imparting of sound learning, the building of character, and the spread of spiritual truth and knowledge of thyself. Bless our college and schools. May allow unity and brotherhood be learnt here. May industry, uprightness, and courage grow here. And from this place may there be sent forth continually a stream of men and women who shall serve thee faithfully in thy world. Amen.
Prayer for the alumni. O God, of whose gift alone it cometh, that thy faithful people do unto thee true and faithful service. We pray thee to follow with thy blessing those students who have gone out from amongst us to serve in the wider arena of life outside these college walls. Strengthen them to meet victoriously all temptation, enable them for the faithful performance of their life work, and may they ever without fear of man follow steadfastly where duty, right, and honor lead. Amen.
Thank you, everyone. Please be seated. A reunion is above all an occasion to welcome people back to a place they once called home. To formally welcome us to this special gathering, may I invite Dr. R. Sridhar, Head, Department of Political Science, to deliver the welcome address.
Members of the Department of Political Science family, welcome home. Welcome home. Family, home, what else I need to say? Friends, it's an emotional moment for me. So please bear with me if I'm not being very structured in the way I welcome you. I'm sure it's an emotional moment to each one of you as well. How else can it be? I was just thinking, this one Pon Caldwell, he's the youngest faculty member today. Vidya taught him. She was his teacher. I taught Vidya. I was her teacher. And all these people, but just to pick out a name, Dr. Palni over there was my teacher. And Ramesh Sundar sir was Palni sir's teacher. And the man over there, Dr. Mantramurthy, he was everybody's teacher. What a legacy it is. What a legacy this department has. And generations are here. I don't think Dr. Mantramurthy is very young in mind, spirit, body. But he's somebody who belongs to the pre-independence era, to the baby boomers, to the Gen X. I belong to Gen X. And then many of the Gen Y millennials. And to the current generation, the Gen Z that we hear so much about. How many generations are here? And I look around, and who are the people who are here? There's not a single stranger who's here. I mean, they're all my teachers who are here on the days here are all my teachers. And some of my dearest friends are here. We've been journeying together for 41 years now. And these are people who have shaped my life. I cannot think of a life without any of them in it. They have given meaning to my life. They've added so much of joy to my life. How can I not get emotional? That's how it is for each one of you here, my dear friends. We're all blessed to be a part of this Madras Christian College community. If that's a larger community, the political science department is our immediate family within that community. So from the bottom of my heart, I welcome each and every one of you to this joyous occasion. Welcome back home. And I don't think this is just another occasion. This is a very special occasion. I don't remember the last time when we all came together. I'm meeting so many people who are coming here after 40 years or even more. You know, physically we have changed so much. And yet the heart beats for MCC as it used to when we studied here, when we were young. The memories are still very strong. The bonds that we share are lifelong bonds. This event was long in the making. And I think this is the first time in a structured way we are organizing an alumni event of the department, an alumni reunion of our department. It's indeed my privilege, my blessing that I happen to be the head of the department when this event is happening here today. So a very warm welcome to each one of you here. Friends, each one of you is important. Each one of you is indispensable to this department and to the larger institution as well. But I think the occasion demands that I welcome a few by name. I'll start with the people on stage, because each one of them is my teacher over there, Dr. Mantramurthy. He was the first head of the department when the department emerged from a combined department in 1985 and served as the head of the department for a very long time, for nearly 2 decades, until 2000. By then he had become the principal of the institution. I think he's the eldest member of our family. So I very warmly welcome you, sir, to our midst. It's a joy to have you here. Part of our family is Mrs. Mantramurthy, Prema Auntie as we call her. Auntie is here with us now. Dr. Vidya to welcome her with a bouquet. It's my great joy to welcome Professor Chanana. Ramesh Sundar sir, Subbu sir, Lawrence sir, Palni sir, my dear friend, my teacher, my senior, Christy sir, and Hari sir. I'm not going to give long introductions about each one of them. Why should I? You know each one of them. They were your teachers, maybe your seniors, maybe your contemporaries, maybe your juniors. I also take this opportunity to welcome and acknowledge the presence of some special people here with us. As I said, each one of you is special. Then I'll have to call out each and everyone's name over here. But then we have asked 5 of our distinguished alumni to share some of their thoughts with us. Sentiments are strong, emotions are very important. And I think once we get our sentiments and everything follows. And that is how you are here. Because you have this love and affection for this institution. You've got your heart in the right place, and that is why you are here. I know there are some people who have come all the way from the US, all the way from Sweden, Europe, and they're all here because of their love. Because of their love and affection for our beloved institution. But the 5 people, we wanted them to share their thoughts with us, because along with emotions and sentiments, we also think that alumni, I think this is very important, and I'll be leaving it to my principal to talk to you more about it. Alumni are very, very important stakeholders of any higher educational institution. Especially so of Madras Christian College, because the USP of Madras Christian College is its alumni. And the deep bonds, the love and affection that the alumni have for this institution. The institution is the blessing for us, for the alumni. And the alumni, in turn, happen to be the blessing for this institution. That's the secret of our success. That is why we are Madras Christian College. But we should also think about how the alumni can continue to stay connected with the institution and continue to give back to the institution. And so to share these thoughts, we have asked some of our distinguished alumni. It starts with Mr. Wilfred Davidar, former additional secretary, retired IAS, retired. You all know him so well. Somebody who has been very closely associated with the institution and with the department. And Ravi Kumar sir, IPS, who was additional commissioner of Greater Chennai Police. Now, these two people are special because, they have held very high positions in public life, but they also happen to be former faculty members of our department and of the broader department that was there from which we branched out. They started their careers here and they taught in the Department of Political Science and Public Administration. And then when the Department of Political Science was carved out, they came over to our department and soon they left to serve the wider arena of life that our prayer talks about. And they did brilliantly well in public service, and we are proud of both of them. And so we have invited them here to share their thoughts with us. And then we have here Dr. Ramu Manivanan, another celebrated old student of our department. Personally to me, my teacher, my mentor. He then went on to become the head of the Department of Politics and Public Administration in Madras University. A great scholar, but then he's somebody who doesn't just talk, he walks the talk. He's an activist in the truest sense. And so we are very, very happy to have you here with us, sir. And then I have my own very dear friend, Ashok Thomas. Somebody, my journey of life, I have been sharing with him for the past 41 years. We were classmates, UG, PG, a very well-known name in public relations and media relations. Again, one of those who have been very closely involved with our institution. And I've asked him also to share his views. And then we have one Dr. Subhash Chandran. Where is he, Dr. Subhash Chandran? Dr. Subhash Chandran is over there. Backbencher as always. Even as a student, he was a backbencher. But then he's very much leading from the front as far as our discipline of political science and international relations is concerned. A student I am extremely proud of, our department is extremely proud of. He's the Dean in National Institute of Advanced Studies. Somebody who has set very high standards in terms of giving back to the department and to the institution. So these are the 5 people. I am formally recognizing them, acknowledging their presence here, and welcoming them here. But then there are so many others. How can I forget Rasul Bhai, my senior, or Muttu, my senior, who's head of the Department of Political Science in Presidency College now, right? So many, many of you. Oh, this one, Srija. Srija, I should mention this because in her very first attempt, she's our student, BA, MA, Political Science, and in her very first attempt, she got the 56th rank in UPSC. She has chosen IFS as her career. Someday she will become the foreign secretary of our country. We will be proud of her. But we keep egging her on. Your ultimate objective is not just to become the foreign secretary of this country, but someday you should become like a Kissinger for this country. You should aim higher. So friends, it's a great joy to have all of you here with us. Now, it's my very pleasant responsibility to welcome the principal of Madras Christian College, Dr. Paul Wilson, in our midst. Dr. Paul Wilson, unfortunately, is not an old student of our department. He belongs to the faculty of chemistry. But then let me tell you this, he's what you would call a polymath. Somebody who knows about so many different subjects in depth, not just superficial. And having worked very closely, very, very closely with him, I can tell you that he knows more politics than many of us do. The art of politics as well. It's not just the theory of politics, because you can't be the principal of Madras Christian College without understanding the art of politics. I'm so happy that he accepted our invitation and he's here with us. I'll tell you, one of the things, I said he knows so much about so many different things, music, theology, and all that. But he's also very deep into education. He's an educationist in the true sense. I think his understanding of education, the paradigm shift that is happening in higher education in this country, and the challenges that higher educational institutions are facing, like Madras Christian College, and the need for a very strong alumni connect. These are all part of his vision. I would say one of the main reasons why we are here is because he has given a lot of impetus, he has given a fresh lease of life to the alumni connect that Madras Christian College has. So I'm very thankful to you, sir, for not only for accepting our invitation, but also for giving a vision, a direction to the relationship between the institution and the alumni. And we would like to honor you here with a small token of our appreciation. Let me ask my colleague, Dr. Sudha, to hand over our memento or token of appreciation to Principal Dr. Paul Wilson. Needless to say, I welcome all my colleagues who have worked so hard to organize this event, and all my students. You would have met them at the registration desk, etc. Last but not the least, this program started with a conversation that I had with some of our alumni. It was a casual conversation, and that conversation is what triggered this whole event. And they did not stop just with the conversation. They continued to work with the department. In a sense, this event, this program has been co-created by the department and by a large number of alumni who gave a lot of ideas to us and who gave us a lot of support and their time and energy to us. The color of the t-shirt is something that came from the alumni. The memento, Miller, someone we so closely associate ourselves with, that idea, that came from the alumni. Down to the menu for the lunch that we are going to have. Please join us for lunch, by the way. I mean, all that came from the alumni. I have to mention some of those names here. We have Ms. Mangala, who read the alumni prayer. We have Ms. Chitra, if they are here, kindly stand. Right? And we have Mr. Krishna, Mr. Gopi, Mr. Murali over here. They are the ones who first came together and told us, look, it's time to have an alumni event of this sort. And so I'm very grateful to all of them. But any faults, any shortcomings in the program, it's of course my responsibility. On that note, friends, thank you all for being here. Enjoy the day here and go back with Miller and with some wonderful memories. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for those very warm words of welcome. Madras Christian College has been shaped by generations of students, teachers, and leaders. It is therefore fitting that we hear from the person who leads the institution today. May I now invite Dr. P. Wilson, Principal, Madras Christian College, to address the gathering.
very good morning to everyone. Dr. Madhurmurthy, the former principal and the former head of the Department of Political Science, and my dear faculty members, former faculty members from the Department of Political Science, and Professor Mr. Devidar and Mr. Ravi Kumar IPS, and all of the distinguished alumni and the alumni from various batches. A very good morning to all of you once again. Let me be very brief. Professor Sridhar asked me to very specifically speak on few aspects that would probably help the department. So my role here is to offer you an overview of the trajectories of this institution, how it is progressing, and where are we now going towards. The first thing that you probably left the institution 30 years back, or 40 years back, or 20 years back, or sometimes 10 years back, and your memory would have stopped there. Because you are into the world of work now, you do not know how the institution is. What probably you have heard is probably narratives from social handles or from your friends. Kind of, you're always, when things move from top to bottom, percolates down, there are narratives, and finally you will not get the original information. So let me try to put it in a very, very short way so that I will not consume the time here. The whole dispensation of education after the pandemic has started changing, and we are also seeing the whole perception change among the students as well as among the faculty and the whole stakeholders, be it a talent acquisition platform. We see an entire change, a spectrum that we see that is completely changing now. The first thing that I would like to bring before you is the mental model of students have changed. When you studied, probably your mental model, your worldview was completely different now. Their mental model is completely different. They are now behaving like informed consumers. I think you and me never behaved this way when it comes to educational institution. They think about ROI, return of investment. So when they invest on one particular department for admissions, they expect the returns. So this is the mindset of students. Placement cell was not active earlier. Now we have activated placement cell, keeping this in mind that only if you have placement, students are interested in joining the department. That too, they're very specific on core placements. They are not interested in generic placements. We offer around 700 placements, and our highest CTC is 16.9 lakhs, and mid CTC is around 6 lakhs, and lowest is 3. And most of the students have 3 placements or 4 placements. And we find it very difficult to convince them to take up the jobs because most of them are generic in nature. They want to have a core placements. So now we are specifically working on core placements for every department with the help of alumni. So in that particular probably area, you can try to engage with the Department of Political Science. The second thing that I would like to mention is the way they learn, or the way they consume knowledge has completely changed. Before 90, we used to consume knowledge in a very, very linear way. After the advent of the internet has started disseminating the knowledge in a non-linear way. And they also want to learn in the classroom in a non-linear way, and they are not engaged. More than 20 minutes, very difficult to engage with them. So this is another issue that we are working on now. We are trying to find out flipped classrooms and other pedagogical models which are very much relevant to the present generation. The third one is now, all over the world, we see that arts and science in general is declining because people are not showing much interest to conventional educational system. Be it engineering college, mechanical engineering, or the conventional electronics engineering is not gaining any traction anymore. The same way we find in MCC, basic sciences are not gaining traction. So we are finding it a bit difficult to fill, but we are completely filling it, unlike other institutions. But we are also very proactive in restructuring the curriculum. When it comes to the Department of Political Science, I've been mentioning this to the department regularly, that all over the world now people are moving from regular social sciences to computational social sciences to some extent. That means data-driven political science framework. You need to have a political science framework, you need to have a data. So now this is called computational social sciences. So 1 or 2 units or 1 or 2 papers that we need to include so that we can bring in more students. The demand for political science is very high among other social science departments in the college. So mostly the cutoff is more than 90. We are finding it very difficult to accommodate students. So political science department is doing very well when it comes to enrollment. And as I mentioned, the talent acquisition platforms, many HRs probably be here, they are moving from skill first to attitude first. So what we have done is, in order to appeal to that particular change that we see, the demographic transition that we see, we are trying to create more clubs. Probably you would have heard NCC, NSS, and Scrub Society, only 3. But as per the choice-based credit system that we have, we need to accommodate all the 2,600 students that we onboard them every year. We need to accommodate them in Part 5. I don't know how many of you understand. Part 5 is for social immersion. So we have created 24 clubs totally in order to accommodate them in various clubs to offer them social immersion. Now, how do we design the club? We have designed a club in 3 buckets. One is people who are interested in doing PG, academic progressions, into a few clubs. People who are planning for their career progression, into few clubs, it's a career progression. And people who are planning for entrepreneurship into the 3rd category. So this is how we are trying to help. And Political Science Department is also bringing out a writing club, and also they are planning for some more clubs to be associated with the institution. And the next one is, from 1939, we used to have girls, women's sports, very, very informally. They are part of the regular sports day, annual sports day, which is conducted by the halls of residence. We don't have any separate sports day for the non-residency. I think you understand. From 1939, we never had any sports day for the non-residency. We attached the students with the halls of residence, and there are many students who got admitted into the institution out of merit, but they're all state players. They never take part in such sports day events. So we are now making efforts to include women and dignify them with the equity. So we are creating a women's sports. One of our alumni, Mr. Sajeev, he has been helping us with around 30 lakhs, 15 lakhs. Every year he is giving 15 lakhs to set up the women's sports. Many of you would have seen through the Instagram and LinkedIn, a lot of success stories that we have created. We have created a basketball team, and they have become runner-up in Buck tournament now. So this is another vertical that we are creating now as part of equity and inclusivity. In the present dispensation, probably from 90 we had Google, and after that ChatGPT now, and Gemini and Perplexity and so on. So the knowledge was democratized, and we had very great challenge in the classroom. Now, when you come to the classroom, the students have a ChatGPT in hand, Gemini in their mobile. So synthesis of knowledge itself is a challenge now. So now we are trying to repurpose the way we disseminate the knowledge. So that is the other challenge that we are going through now. And the Department of Political Science also is playing a vital role. The next thing is, I know it's very difficult to hold you. You're all into your nostalgic moments. Just 3 points, I'll call it a day. The next thing is that the institution which is based on charity, that charity-minded institutions like MCC should have some business model canvas. That means should have some business model to admit students on charity basis to have conserve the legacy of charity. So it is not just based on tuition fee that we run. We need to have a CSR engagement. We need to have an alumni engagement. And we have created Alumni and Development Office for this purpose. We have started engaging with CSR for the tuition fee. So how can alumni engage with us? If you have your own corporate, if you know the compliance officer of your corporate, please connect us to them. There are 1,000 students here, 1,000 students who are just expecting scholarship tuition fee. First semester they'll join by borrowing money. Second semester they find it very difficult. We are able to cater to the need of 200 to 250 students through the corporates. Various corporates are supporting us now. So if alumni can connect us through your own HRs or compliance officers, I think this way you can try to help the Department of Political Science specifically. And if you would like to extend this to the college, you can do so. And as I mentioned, finally, we are all moving from knowledge creation to value creation. Gone are the days where we had a rote memory, we studied, we probably wrote the examinations at Part A, Part B, Part C. Now we are all moving to value creation. The NARF and NAC, they are asking us, do you have a patent portfolio for the institution? I think liberal arts and science, it's very difficult. NARF is asking us, do you have a patent portfolio? It's called ARIA ranking. By the grace of God, we are able to be within 20 institutions, top institutions in India. It's not so easy what you see. Every year, when we try to scale up, thousands of institutions will push us down. So unless we are creative and innovative, we cannot scale up the ladder. So this is a challenge that we are now seeing. To meet this particular demand of value creation, we have set up MCC MRF Innovation Park. We have built our patent portfolio now. We have 23 patents to our credit from various faculty members. And we have got 18 patents published, and we are going to get few patents granted. One patent has come to a stage of NDA, non-disclosure agreement. So maybe within 10 years, this patent portfolio will become one revenue model, one revenue stream for the institution. When it getting commercialized, the 30% will come to the operations of the institution, so we can stabilize the institution, is the point that I would like to probably move you. We are all moving towards personalized learning, working very hard towards that. And MCC IAS Academy is the final thing that I would like to mention. Initially, it was very difficult. We have Srija here, who has set us a success story for MCC, for the teaching that we have. Normally, what happens is, they all go to IAS academies outside. Even if it is UGC or CSR clearing, finally, basic investment goes from Madras Christian College. I hope Srija accepts that. I spoke to her. The basic investment goes from the classroom. And in addition, they go to the academy and they structure their preparation, and finally they give examinations. And we see that the traction for IAS is increasing now. Around 70 students have joined the IAS Academy, and we are structuring it with the faculty members who have already cleared prelims. Only they are handling the classes now. We are trying to give life to this particular IAS Academy. I'm sure in the coming days, we will revisit the legacy that we had earlier of producing more IAS officers. And finally, the curriculum restructuring that we are working on for the institution. We need professors of practice from alumni. I hope you know UGC says 15 years of industry experience if you have. Even if you do not have PG, even if you do not have UGC net clearance, you can empanel yourself with a UGC website, and we can pick you up from the UGC website as a professor of practice. So you can find out one area through which you can give back to the department. It's not about always money. It's not about treasure. It's about talent and time. If you're able to connect the network that you have, if you're able to connect the HRs that you know from the corporates, if you can come back as a professor of practice, maybe contributing to the few aspects of political science or other departments, you're welcome. So thank you so much for this time.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words. We now come to a particularly special moment in our program. Our next speaker has a distinguished association with both the Department of Political Science and Madras Christian College. It is our privilege to have with us Dr. Alexander Mantramurthy, first head of the department and former principal of Madras Christian College. May I invite Dr. Mantramurthy to deliver the special address.
Dr. Wilson, the principal of the college, Professor Sridhar, the head of the Department of Political Science, fellow members of the Political Science family and the Madras Christian College, my former colleagues on the days, ladies and gentlemen. When I entered the Anderson Hall, I didn't realize what I was in for. I should be grateful to God for having given me such wonderful members of my family whom I met. And while seated here on the days when I was looking around, I was wondering whether I was in an adult education meeting. Some of you guys look older than I am. I hope you'll be just as young as I am. By God's grace, I'm 80 plus and I'm still going on. It's because I'm a product of Madras Christian College. I was wondering what I should say on an occasion like this. I thought I had done enough while you were here in college. And again, to get you into the Anderson Hall, to speak to you people, I thought that was not fair at all. But still, Sridhar mentioned that I should be giving a special lecture. Sridhar spoke for 25 minutes. That is only the introduction. Followed by the principal, who spoke for 18 minutes. And I'm supposed to give a special lecture. You can guess how long I'll be speaking. But I'll try to be as brief as possible. But it's very difficult because after retirement, when you get a chance like this to speak, you just... You'll start and you won't know where to stop. That's where I am. But definitely, I've taken the cue for this sharing with you from the curtain raiser that Bharat had presented in the Hindu a few days ago. 3 words, 3 phrases struck me. The first one was MCC spirit. I don't know how many of you read all that. MCC spirit was the first word that struck me. Then intellectual legacy was the second phrase which I was attracted by. And the third was tribute to Madras Christian College that has given you everything for you to live in this world. So I'll try to confine myself to these 3 points. When it comes to MCC spirit, if I were to ask you, some of you may say, the gutter culture is MCC spirit. Some others would say, the kind of freedom that we enjoyed as students is MCC spirit. I'm talking about the ethos of the college, MCC spirit. Some others would say, it's the kind of life that you led. Having the independence to run yourselves, the kind of freedom to choose, the freedom of expression. These are all facts that I'm sure you and I have enjoyed, and some of the people on the days would have enjoyed too. I still remember Anburaj. I thought I saw him coming inside. He has left. Whatever I share is purely my personal experience. So don't get angry with anybody except me. My just experience. When I took over as a head of the department in 1981, I was a junior in that position. I was the youngest among the heads of departments in MCC. I was just 35 years old. 1 year after that, the first admission I made, Anburaj came with a group of people. Anbu, I don't know whether you remember that, challenging me on the admission that I had made. He was the chairman of the student council, and he had the council members following him. And he was a small guy, but very popular guy. He brought the group of people to, sir, I want to ask you something about the admission you have made. I said, what is it, Anbu? You have admitted a wrong person. I said, what do you mean? You have admitted a person who has failed 3 times in SSLC. I told him, sorry, Anbu, he did not fail 3 times, he failed 4 times. Anbu, I don't know whether you remember that. I said, I admitted him, yes. Because whenever I did the admission, I would speak to the candidate. When I was not able to speak to the candidate, I'll get a person like Wilfie or Christopher Chandran to speak to the candidates. I spoke to this candidate and I found that he was very good. So I admitted him. Believe it or not, after many, many years, when my wife and I were traveling to Coimbatore, there was a huge commotion in Katpadi station. Somebody got into the train with a host of people following him. I knew he must be a big guy, important chap. And I think the station master was also there, so I knew he must be a railway official. So he came in, sat somewhere. People were all around him and asking for getting him food and things like that. Suddenly he saw me. He got up and said, "Sir," he came. He was that person. His name was Joseph Jnana Olivu. That is the person I admitted, having failed 4 times. And if I remember right, he did his BA here. And I asked him, "What are you, by the way?" He said, "Sir, I am the chief accountant in the Southern Railways." Anbu, I'm sure you'll accept that I did the right thing. We have the freedom. What I'm talking about is, each of us have had the freedom to question. That's the way we have grown. When I entered the college as a student, I was 15 years plus. I came into the campus to join the pre-university course. And I had to get my hall, the residence transferred from one to the other. I asked somebody, he said, "Meet the principal." Believe it or not, I walked to the principal's office. He was seated in his chair. He just looked at me and said, "Yes, young gentleman, what is it that you want from me?" It was Dr. Chandran Devanisan, the first Indian principal of the college. Imagine a 15-year-old guy walking up to the principal's office and telling the principal, "Sir, I want a change in residence. I was given the wrong hall." He said, "What do you mean? You would have asked for it." I said, "Yes, sir, I asked for it. But now I'm told there's a better hall and I want to join that hall." They said, "How do you know about that?" He said, "One of my cousins told me." "Who is that cousin?" I said, "Suresh Savari Ryan. He was doing his BSc zoology in that hall." So I told him, "Sir, Suresh told me that." "What did he tell you?" He said, "That's the best hall." So I liked it. Suresh wanted me there because I was into athletics. They wanted to build the athletic team there. I don't know all these politics. So he said in a slip of paper, "Admit Heber." Principal sitting there, no fuss, anything, just go meet him. He gives you a slip. You go to the office there. I went to the office. There was a queue there. I was standing in the queue. When my turn came, there were 2 people sitting there and registering students. One was Professor B.M. Arthur. I'm sure some of you guys know him, professor of physics. The other person was one Alexander, who was chemistry lecturer. So when I went to him, B.M. Arthur got up. So I thought, "Hey, not bad. You entered that as a junior, the professor gets up." Then I realized he was looking beyond me. When I looked around, my dad was standing at the back. So he was wishing him, because my dad was his teacher in Madras Christian College School for a short while. I joined Heber. First week, there was a lot of ragging there. The juniors were all asked to stand there in front of the mess, and we were asked questions. One of them came to me and said, "Who are you?" I said, "So-and-so, so-and-so, so-and-so." He said, "What brought you here?" See, these guys got everything prepared. Remember that. He said, "What brought you to Heber?" I said, "My cousin only told me to go." "Who is that cousin?" He said, "Suresh Savarine." He was running around there. "Hey, Suresh, come here." This guy says, "He's your cousin." "No, I have never seen him anywhere." I say, hey, come on, man, don't call a bluff. You're a cheat. You say he is related to you. Doesn't know you at all. They said, you need to be punished for uttering a falsehood. So buskies, they said 50 times, very faithfully started doing it. 30, 31, 32, 40, 42. One group stopped, the other group started 1, 2, 3, 4. There was no difference. What I'm trying to tell you is there was no difference between a principal and a student. There was no difference between a senior student and a junior. We enjoyed that. See, ragging those days was very decent, very dignified, very pleasant. Both the one who ragged and the one who got ragged enjoyed that. So that is MCC spirit. Because all of us belong to one family. Whether it's a principal or a junior like me, all of us belong to one family. That is MCC spirit. The second one is intellectual legacy. I have to mention certain names here. I joined as a young lecturer. I was 23 plus. I completed my MA in 21 plus. I joined the faculty in 23 plus. I go into the class. I was given all the unwanted classes because I was the junior most in the department. All the unwanted classes, all the unwanted subjects, all the unwanted dates, all the unwanted hours. So I went to the first BA class and met the boys. Everything was fine. In about 2 or 3 days, I started teaching political theory, which I never knew. After I spoke for a couple of minutes, one arm went up. The boy's name was Rakesh Veg. He's from Punjab. His arm went up. I said, yes, Rakesh, tell me what. Sir, what you're saying is wrong. I said, what do you mean? Yes, sir, this is what it is. Then I realized he was speaking sense. I couldn't say no to that. Then I accepted that, left it at that. Next day, I thought I should prepare more. I started preparing more. Next day, again, when he said something, he pulled up his arm. He said, sir, what you're saying is wrong. I was wondering, what is this guy trying to do? Then I came to know that there was a guy in the third BA class by name, I forget his name. That guy had told this chap, hey, rag the new lecturer. So this fellow was asking questions. Then I realized this guy is preparing the criticism for the theory while I was talking about the features of the theory. So criticism will be something different from what you say. Then I realized, next class I went, I prepared the criticism and not the theory. When I went to the class and started, he couldn't ask any question. Because he had come to the same criticism, so I got this fellow cornered. I did. But I learned a lesson from him. When you start preparing a lecture, your preparation should be total. I can never forget that. In fact, I've acknowledged that. Rakesh Veg, the first BA class, taught me a lesson. I learned a lesson from him. First MA class, I was teaching, or I would say, I was trying to teach international relations for a combined class of MA Political Science, MA Politics, and MA Public Ad. In one of the classes, I mispronounced a name. After the class, a student came to me. His name is Jayaraman. He was Suresh Babu's classmate. Jayaraman came to me and said, sir, I would like to have a word with you. He was so decent. We were just about 4 years difference. I was senior to him 4 years. He took me aside and said, sir, the name has to be pronounced like this. What you said was wrong. Very polite. Nobody else knew that. Then I realized I committed a mistake. I started listening to BBC in the crystal set we had, transistor. There was no TV, no radio and things like this. I started reading that. Today I'm acknowledging that because I learnt a lesson from him, that when I prepare, I should be careful about the names I pronounce. Jayaraman is the other person I had. On one other occasion, after a couple of years, there was one other student in my first BA class who is here. You start a lecture. By that time, I had gained some experience also. Start the lecture. This guy will put up his arm again, not like Rakesh Vej. He'll raise an issue. Expect me to respond to that. I'll respond. He won't be satisfied with that. He will raise another issue. So that will keep on going. So much so, after some time, his own classmates got fed up with him because he was distracting the class. I don't want to mention his name. I'm sure he knows whom I'm referring to. I learned patience from him. He taught me patience. I know God got angry with him, but I took time to listen to him, try to reason out with him, and make him see sense. Like this, I've learned from my students. After a person completed his MA in public administration, when he joined the civil service, he wrote a letter to me. I don't know whether that person remembers that. Letter to me saying, thanking me for the research methodology that he learned, which holds him in high stead in his official career. A lecturer being recognized by a student and expressing appreciation is something that, so when you think of intellectual legacy, all these things I have inherited, which I'm sure each of you would have also, in some way or the other, would have inherited. The third is tribute to the college, which has made you what you are. When I think of tribute, I think of me. What is it that I've done for the college? What is it that I've learned from this college? College never taught me anything, let me tell you that. All you people would have studied here. If I were to ask you, what did you learn from the college? You may say, you learned political science, you learned international relations, Indian, nothing. Let me tell you, you're not taught anything at all. We learn. You learn much more than what you would have learned inside the classroom. Outside the classroom, you learn more. I think that's the way we have grown. I have worked with 6 principals in this college. I'm deliberately using the word I worked with 6 principals. To my knowledge, no principal thought he was superior to anybody else. All my colleagues seated here, they worked with me and I worked with them. Nobody works under anybody else. That is MCC culture. So I've learned a lot from them. What is it that I've learned from these 6 principals that I've worked with? Dr. Chandran Devanesan, I learned how to relate to students. He was one of the most popular principals the college has ever had, and the greatest among the Indian principals college has ever had, and probably college could ever have. I'm sure some of you were his students. You would have been a students when he was a principal. A man who could relate to people, and people who admired him, adored him. Very pleasant, open to everybody. Anybody could go to him, anybody could ask him, anybody could challenge him. He was there to respond. I learned how to relate to students. Then it was Professor Bennett Alberts. very humble man, very unassuming, a person who taught me, from whom I learned humility. Then is Dr. Abel. I'm sure most of you know him. He was a great man, great scholar. When he was the principal, there was an agitation, student agitation. And fortunately or unfortunately, I was the vice president of the College Union Society. Principal was the president. So these agitators were so annoyed about something that Dr. Abel had done. So they wanted to challenge him and pick quarrels with him. So they wanted to meet him. Dr. Abel said no. He said, I'm not meeting these guys. He might have been very discreet, but I felt it was not being discreet. So I went to him and said, sir, students are agitated. It would be nice if you could meet him. Don't worry, they are our students. So one thing that I've always felt is, students of Madras Christian College are pakka gentlemen and ladies. More so are the members of the political science family. Remember that. So when I requested Dr. Abel to let the boys meet, boys came, terribly agitated. Dr. Abel said, come in. I was also there. The chairman, the secretary, they were seated there. The entire student council was around, about 15, 20 of them. Dr. Abel opened the conversation. Believe it or not, he just looked at the chairman and put one question to him. He said, do you love the college? Just one question. These fellows were taken by surprise. They thought the principal is going to shout at them, challenge them, and then say something. Just one simple question, do you love the college? There was absolute silence. The guys who came agitated, they didn't know how to react. Said, if you love the college, you will not behave like this. That was the end of it. They just got up and left. Will you believe that? I was witness to that. Man who taught me to love the college. If you love the college, you can never tarnish the image of the college. If you tarnish the image of the college, that means you don't love the college. Dr. Abel. Then it was Dr. Mitraji Agustin. From him I learned self-confidence and to invest time in the students. A remarkable experience I had. As a teacher, you spend time with the students. You need to spend time with the students. Here again, when I was in the last few years of my life in this college, there was a problem in Saleh Hall involving the chairman of the hall. The warden didn't want to take decision. I don't know if the people are there. You may remember that. Warden did not want to take decision on that because he was there with the students, and if he took a decision, he'll be the bone of contention. So he said, sir, I want you to take the decision. I called the discipline committee and put the matter to them. Just let me know the facts. They got me the facts. Based on the facts, I had to take a decision, and the chairman had to be suspended. Saleh Hall cabinet came to my office. They were terribly agitated. I was in a senator's meeting, so the PA to the principal came to him and said, sir, students are very agitated, they're waiting to meet you. I just came out of the room, just told them, look here, I'm in a meeting, I'll come back at the earliest, wait for me, then I'll talk to you. They waited. Though they were agitated, they waited. After the meeting, I went to the room and called them. They came. Believe it or not, I spent 2.5 to 3 hours talking to them, and they're arguing. Everything went on. After I explained everything, they asked questions. I just asked them, am I right in taking the decision? They said, sorry, sir. They left. You need to invest time. This is what I learned from him. Then is Dr. Francis Soundaraj, who was my NCC officer, a man stickler for discipline. I learned discipline from him. Then is Dr. Gladstone, my immediate predecessor. A man with impeccable honesty and integrity. Remarkable person. Though he's very soft-spoken, quiet man known for his integrity. These were my models. One other person I should make a mention of, Dr. Gift Ceremony. I don't know how many of you remember him. When I started my research work, I took up a topic on Panchayat administration. I met him and said, sir, so many people have done this. Is it worth taking it up? He just took me to his room, showed me a table like that, teakwood table, and said, what do you see there? I said, I see the table. And he said, do you see the grains on the top? I said, yes. He said, I can make 10 PhDs seeing the pattern. Do you understand that? What I saw was something else. But here is a man who said, the same pattern, the grains of the wood, I can produce 10 PhDs, making me understand. 100 people might have done this. If your contribution is going to be something different, something of your own, that is research. I learned from. So these are the models I've had. One question let me put back to you as a kind of a tribute. What kind of a model are you for younger people to emulate? This is what the college has done to me. I'm sure you would have learned from your own teachers how to be a success in life. If at all you need to pay your tribute to the college, it is through your life that you make the tribute and not by anything else. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your thoughts and reflections with us. Your words truly keep the spirit of the department alive among the alumni as well as among the students and faculty of today. A reunion is also an occasion to remember the people who shaped our journey. For generations of students, teachers have been much more than educators. They have been mentors, guides, and often lasting sources of inspiration. We now come to a very special segment of our program, the honoring of our former faculty members. May I request our respected principal, Dr. P. Wilson, to kindly present the mementos to our former faculty members. And I request the former faculty members to please come forward as their names are announced. Dr. Alexander Mantramurthy. Professor Ravindranath Chanana. Dr. J. Ramesh Sundar. Dr. A. Subramanian. Dr. W. Lawrence S. Prabhakar. Dr. K. Palani. Dr. S. D. Christopher Chandran. Dr. N. M. Hariharan. Thank you, sir. To all our former teachers, thank you for the knowledge you shared, the values you instilled, and the memories you created. We are delighted to have you back with us today. Let us give them a warm round of applause. As we honor those who shaped the department in the past, we also acknowledge those who continue to carry its legacy forward. May I now invite Dr. Alexander Mantramurthy to kindly hand over the mementos to the current faculty members of the Department of Political Science. Dr. R. Sridhar. Dr. S. Sudha. Professor J. Divyan. Dr. R. Vidya. Dr. Ashik J. Bonhoeffer. Dr. Hans J. Freddy. Professor Adarsh Vijay. Professor G. Joseph Samuel Rajan. Professor S. Kiran Rahul Raj. Dr. Subirtana MS. Professor M. Pongalwell. Thank you, sirs. And now, we come to one of the most meaningful parts of today's reunion, hearing from our alumni, the opportunity to hear from those who have walked these corridors and carried the memories of this department into the wider world. We are privileged to have with us notable alumni who have made significant contributions in their respective fields. To begin, may I invite Mr. P.W.C. Devidar, IAS retired, former Additional Chief Secretary, Government of Tamil Nadu, to share his reflections. He served as faculty member in the combined Department of Political Science and Public Administration and subsequently in the Department of Political Science in 1985 until he joined public service in the year 1987.
Dr. Wilson, the principal of the college, Dr. Alexander Mantramurthy, who was my HOD and then my principal, and I was privileged to be given my first job by him. He trusted me as a raw master's in public ad. He trusted me with political science. I really want to appreciate that. And also all my former colleagues who have invested their best part of their lives in this institution and have blessed many a batch. Really want to appreciate the number of years that you have spent here in blessing this institution. And my friends, I think we have really been benefited a lot from everything that was shared till now. And I just want to add maybe one or two things and then I'll get back to my seat to listen to the others. You know, I did about 30 plus years in the civil services, and I am being very honest if I tell you, I did about 11 years here, PU, BCom, MA Public Ad, 5 years in teaching. In the 32 years I spent in the civil services, every difficult spot in my career had a very small mirror in MCC. You understand what that means? It means that the experience that I went through in MCC prepared me for that situation. I really want to thank the college and for that. I want to use that as an example and also say that when you're looking forward, I personally think, this is my opinion, you may not be able to teach your students much. I think the principal mentioned that everybody is getting education in a non-linear way. So they already learn. In fact, everybody is doing, you know, you do your WhatsApp and you have a question, you simply ask on the meta spot and you get your answers. So going forward, I'm not very sure how many students will come into this course to learn from you. But on the other hand, I think what they will gain from is not to miss the MCC experience. Dr. Mantramurthy said it very clearly. He was talking about, you know, how to gain experience. I still remember, I think in my final year in college as a student, we were doing Deep Woods for the first time. The carnival was here right in front. And we had a problem because of Pachapa students. And that night, I remember, we were having a big discussion in the principal's residence on how to handle an attack by Pachapas. It went for about 2.5 hours, including absurd suggestions that we should close the railway gate so that Pachapa students can't come this side. I don't know how that will stop it. But that's when you realize, when it comes to a bad patch, the ones with a little more out-of-box thinking are able to handle that. But I'm just saying, those experiences you can't miss. You can't miss those experiences in MCC. So what Dr. Sridhar and all his faculty members would do well is to teach lesser and give more experiences. I would say debating, arguments, arguing a point of view, learning how to speak in public, you know, being very forceful in what you speak, but not being offensive. You know, those are skill sets you cannot teach. You will start from the first year and hopefully by the third year, they have picked it up. What I would request the department is to invest in those kind of sessions where there's going to be a lot of argument and debate. You know, a lot of my colleagues in the service in my batch, quite a few were from JNU. And this is what they speak about JNU. It's the same setting, but in JNU, everybody argues. Everyone argues. They argue a point, they argue it back and forth. Everyone is open to their thoughts and belief systems being questioned. So many of them pick up a lot more because of the argument and debate than they do with the teaching sessions that they go through. So I want to leave this with you. I think one of the biggest indicators in the political science department is that today, if you and I recommend somebody, there's a 100% chance they won't get in simply because everybody else who's getting into the department has got a higher percentage. You know, it's all 90% is what I'm hearing. 90% and above people coming for political science is unheard of. So I really want to say that you're in a very good place to be. You can actually send up at least 1/3 of every batch into the civil services or into competitive exams, and they can crack it. But you shouldn't miss the experience module. You know, the experience module, you'll have to design it in such a way that it's not lecture based. I want to leave you with that. You know, when I look at Dr. Mandramurthy, I think we were all privileged. I don't know how many of you know this. He was a triple jumper in his time. He had the record for triple jump for a record number of years. Every year at the annual sports meet, and I saw this myself, he will come and stand for the triple jump event at the sand pit in the grounds just because he wanted to be the first person to congratulate the guy who broke his record. And he was disappointed for many, many, many years because no one could break the record, and finally I think it was broken. Listen? Yeah. So we're all privileged, we're all blessed to have studied here. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your reflections and lovely words. I now welcome Mr. V.A. Ravi Kumar, IPS retired, Additional Commissioner, Greater Chennai Police, who also served as faculty member in the combined Department of Political Science and Public Administration, and subsequently in the Department of Political Science in 1985 until he joined the public service in the year 1987.
Respected Principal Dr. Wilson, respected Dr. Mandramurthy, former members of the faculty, and to the whole lot who had been in the Department of Political Science as students. I'm sure that many of my own students and my colleagues my contemporaries should be here now present. It is indeed a very emotional moment for me to see most of them after so many years. And I am extremely privileged and also blessed to be here, and also to have been on both sides of the desk, both as a student and as well as a teacher here. As a student, I joined in the year 1973 as resident of Celio in the Department of Political Science here, and later continued to do my master's as well MPhil And then with a short break with the Government Arts College, Coimbatore, I came back to Madras Christian College as in the Department of Political Science and Public Administration. And to me, MCC holds very special. It's not that I've come here only today. The principal will very well know, and many of them would know that I had been on and off the college on many occasions, and with some purpose or the other, where the college have invited me and had been a part of being a useful person to its development. So I should thank the institution for this. From Dr. Alexander Mandramurthy, I get the cue that the speech should not be long. He has already listed out a number of people that the speech was too long, and I should cut it very short. I'll be very short. To me, the college had been very special. I had been a part of, as I told you, Salaya Hall. I had spent 14 long years, all my formative years of my life I had spent here, and about 5.5 years teaching here. And thereafter, I think David and myself, we left on the same year at the same day, I think. And then after that, in various positions, we had been there. And what I hold is that, as David had put it, in civil service or in public life, we see a mirror of ourselves very much in every aspect that we deal with, every challenging moment. The experience that we gained here, the part that we have played here, just comes into reflection, and we thank the college for all the opportunities that have been given to us. I, for one, had my best times. A union is where, on a voluntary basis, that you come and join. It was an accident also, you can say, that the first union that we meet in college. Now, this reunion is something totally a voluntary one, where it is not an accident. It is that something, what has bound you is that what you have spent so long years, the memories that you carry, the emotional laurels as it does today. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for those inspiring words. And now, it is time to turn today's memories into photographs. We will now have the photo session, followed by the high tea. May I request everyone to kindly remain available for the photographs at the main quadrangle and join us for high tea. We shall then assemble at the same venue at 12:30 to move to the next part of the program. We shall have the group photograph first at the main quadrangle and then the high tea. Those who have spot registered, your goodie bag is ready. Please collect it from the registration desk after the tea. Thank you.
Hello. Yeah. Friends, we will come back in another 20-25 minutes.
Manivannan, former professor and head, Department of Politics and Public Administration, University of Madras, to share his reflections.
Whoever is interested to come and share their thoughts with us, I'm sure Dr. Lawrence Prabhakar is here. I'll be requesting him to share his thoughts with us. And then we will have a documentary about the Department of Political Science. Please watch that. And then we will have a cultural program, which will be put up by the current students. And then lunch will be ready by then. One or two other things, friends. Many of you are coming back to the campus after many years, and you will be finding a lot of new facilities that have come up on our campus. I should at least mention two of them. They are very important. One that the principal also mentioned is the MCC MRF Innovation Park, one of its kind. I don't think any other arts and science college has something comparable to what we have. So I encourage all of you to visit the MMIP, which is just behind the bell tower that you are familiar with. There's this huge facility. So please visit that. There are people there. If you're interested, you can go around the MMIP and they will take you on a guided tour of this MMIP, which is MCC MRF Innovation Park. The second major facility that has come up in recent years is a business school that MCC has started. It's the MCC Boyd Tandon School of Business. It is just outside the main campus. I'm sure you're all familiar with the Model Village and Corley School. So if you would take the Model Village gate that is behind Thomas Hall and then turn right, you have Corley School, and opposite Corley School, you have this Boyd Tandon School of Business. So we launched it 2 years ago. So if you have the time, I urge you all to visit MMIP and the Boyd Tandon School of Business. Of course, feel free to go around the campus. You may want to see the lake. We have renovated the lake. So if you would like to go see the lake, the new canteen that we have, the student center, that's where lunch will be served for all of us, and certain other buildings that have come up, like the one near the library, the Center for Media Studies, a theater that is there, and classrooms that have come up. So there are a lot of interesting things for you to see on campus if you're coming back to campus after a long hiatus, a long gap. So please feel free. So we'll get started, friends. We still have quite some way to go before we serve lunch. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Once again, welcome back, everybody. We now move to the second part of the program. We now invite Dr. Ramu Manivannan, sir, former professor and head, Department of Politics and Public Administration, University of Madras, to share his reflections.
Respected principal and distinguished professors, and my dear colleagues, I want to pay my respects to my teachers, Professor Mandramurthy, and all the colleagues, all the department staff as well, and several of them joined as I was just passing out. I want to pay my respects here. And though I retired as a professor at the University of Madras, when I come to the Madras Christian College, I come as a student. And I come here always as a student and to mostly carrying the gratitude in my heart and respects to all my teachers. My reflection about this campus is that I come from a very small town, but not by the measure of population or the size. Small town in the sense as like what you understand as the metropolitan or a cosmopolitan city. I come from Vellore. Coming from a small town like Vellore and coming to this campus, one of the first things that I have learned and which remain until I moved from here and I continue to carry the values that the sense of freedom the Madras Christian College taught me. And also, more importantly, as a teacher in my later years, I understood that freedom comes with responsibility. That also I have learned by being a student and being in this campus for several years, almost about 5 to 6 years in this campus. And I have not only a respect for my teachers, but like what Professor Mandramurthy has said, and also all the faculty members that continue to maintain. One of the greatest achievements of Madras Christian College as a faculty and as a teacher is that they continue to teach less to the students. And you learn more from the environment. You learn more from the campus. This is what is the most important lesson I have learned. Then, the learning process in the living in the campus is that in a country like India, where people come from different parts of the country, speak different languages, MCC in many ways represents all these characteristics of the national diversity. And more importantly is that even today, when you understand about the dynamics of life, whether it's the mornings and the evenings and the nights and the late nights, I would like to pay my special gratitude to Ravi Kumar, who is also here, and many other teachers, Dr. Ramesh Babu, Dr. Subramaniam, and Ravi Chanana, and everyone in fact. Like, we learned more outside the class by talking about politics and discussing the social and political affairs until late into the night or into the mornings. I would say always, when I say late into the night, it is still a short statement. It is always early in the morning. And I reflect with gratitude for all the space, the freedom, and it also taught me, more importantly, is that a sense of dignity. MCC gave also a sense of dignity and also helped me to carry that wherever I traveled and whomsoever I met. And in the much later years, whenever I came across a student, a group of 50 or 60 students, when I met in a classroom, I could always spot a student from MCC just in about 10 minutes' time. When I am meeting the entire classroom for the first time, I could see a person from MCC in no less than 5 to 6 minutes. This is what this campus brings and shares. I still owe much more to this campus and to my teachers and to my friends and colleagues. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir. May I now invite Dr. D. Subhachandran, Professor and Dean, School of Conflict and Security Studies, National Institute of Advanced Studies, Indian Institute of Science Campus, Bengaluru, to address us.
Good afternoon, everyone. Mandramurthy sir, Sridhar sir, all my beloved teachers, seniors and people who are working with us. Today's intervention, that next 2 or 3 minutes, what I would want to talk to you is, besides the emotional appeal this day brings to us, besides the emotional connect that this day brings to us, how can the alumni, department and students work together? That's what I would want to talk to us in the next 2 or 3 minutes, so that this interaction becomes meaningful between the department and the alumni. I'll focus on 3 questions. Where are we today? This is one of the teachings of our beloved HOD, Dr. Mandramurthy, when he was teaching research methodology, always know where we are standing. I don't know whether you remember, sir, this is what you told us in RM class, know where you are standing. So first question, where we are standing. From a department perspective, as an outsider, there are other departments teaching political science and beyond political science. They are teaching security studies, international relations. When we were studying, there were no international relations department in Chennai. Today, there are 3 institutions teaching IR. There are departments teaching defense and strategic studies, security studies, climate change. If we end up focusing only on political science, we may end up losing a larger crowd to other institutions. So that's the first point. As a department, we may have to understand where we stand. Second, there are bigger institutions coming to India, and there are institutions in India with bigger international connections. So our department will have to compete with bigger institutions. So we have to understand where we stand in terms of not only the disciplines that we are teaching, but also where our department and college would stand in the new entrance. The third one, in the morning we repeatedly talked about ChatGPT and other AI, how other information technology is helping our students to look at other issues. But what we are missing is the skill set. As a student, the skill set that I wanted to have is not the skill set that the students today want to have. We never talked about internships in my period. We never talked about students having research experience in my period. We never talked about students having research publications in my period. When I was a student, I was not worried about it. But today, the undergraduate and postgraduate students have to worry about this, that they should have internship, they should have publications, they should be a part of research projects. So there are things that have changed outside. There are also things that haven't changed much. Let's start with our department. The same faculty we have, 10 or 12 faculty. Given the security studies discipline that I am talking about, we may need more faculty in the department. But given the restriction, this may not change much. I don't foresee this changing. The budget for the department, I don't think it's going to change remarkably. So our department is going to function with certain restrictions in terms of human resources and in terms of budget. This is where my second question I want to answer, where alumni can help the department given this new set of realization. Mandramurthy sir asked one question in the morning when he was referring to one of his principal. Do you love your college? Maybe this is something that hasn't changed for us. We do love our college and we do love our department as well, sir. So in this context, many of us who are a part of the alumni, maybe we may want to look at the current set of students and help them with internships, help them with research projects. In my own classmate, there are 8, 10 of them are here. All of them are capable of working with our students in terms of whatever I have been talking about, in terms of increasing the skill sets to our students. The second thing the alumni can provide to the department is the extended network that we are. Unfortunately, let us take a cold calculation on this. We talk in terms of family, but do we know what the department is doing, and do the department know what its alumni is doing? It's good to talk about alumni and family. This is where I propose, more than having an alumni meeting, let us talk in terms of informing the alumni, go beyond, interact with the alumni. Let's have a small glossary, or there are multiple ways in which the department can engage with us and we can engage with the department. Let's make a small note of which alumni is doing what is his expertise. One of my classmates is in the energy sector, one of them is in sports sector, one of them is in business sector, one of them is in IT sector in my own class. They are sitting in front of me. One is in media. So if we can have a glossary and the department can tell our own students, these are your seniors with this much of expertise, can you work with them? So if you are looking at internships or research papers, ask them to work with us. We can be your extended faculty. Given the restrictions that I talked about, we will be able to help you, we'll be able to help the department. So I conclude with that point that let's not think in terms of only informing us. Go beyond informing us, interact with us, we'll be of help to you, because as Mandramurthy sir said, we love the college and we love the department. The third one, maybe a small team can think about it subsequently. Information is good, interaction is good, whether we can institutionalize this interaction. We have super seniors here, we have senior faculty here. We can think about institutionalizing this interaction between, it's not only students and alumni and faculty, it's senior professors, younger colleagues, and students, whether we can institutionalize this interaction. Let a small team think about this. I think we will be able to make a fruitful interaction and make it much more useful. I stop here with a thank you note and hope to see you in the next 10 years. Thank you.
A very humble request to the audience. We please request you to remain silent because there's the live streaming happening. It might interrupt with the live streaming and those behind find it very difficult to follow the speaker. So a very, very humble request from our side. Please remain silent. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable insights. And now, may I invite Mr. Ashok Thomas, founder and CEO, Adroit Public Relations Private Limited and former APRO Madras Christian College, to share his thoughts with us.
I can assure you I will not take more than 3 minutes. A lot of memories come back to my mind as I sit here, and I vouch with Dr. Alex Mandramurthy that sometimes, not sometimes, many of us have learned many things outside the classroom than sitting inside the classroom. But let me tell you that those have been the valuable lessons that has helped us to move on. One thing that, couple of things come to my mind. The sense of equality all of us had at MCC. We never looked at people who are rich. We never looked at people who are poor. We never looked at all that. All of us sat in the same gutters, same cafeteria. We sat on the classroom benches outside. Whenever we meet an MCC, and while I was studying, several times I had to go out for sponsorship. We have knocked at doors those whom we had no connection with. And if it happens to be an MCCN, the kind of warmth and affection and the way he comes forward to help. These are some of the things I'm sure all of us have enjoyed because we studied at Madras Christian College. Having said that, today is an era where competition is extremely high. We're talking about institutions that have sprung up at every corner. Some of them are very small institutions. Some of them are very, very successful institutions. And it's also because these institutions have sufficient money to invest and keep growing. MCC does have some amount of finances, I'm sure, but may not be as deep as those. But we have one great asset, is our alumni, which most of the institutions do not have. And I'm here to say that all of us gathered here can definitely contribute something or the other to our department and to the college, especially keeping in mind the competition around Madras Christian College. When we studied, there were only 3 or 4 options for us. You finish your degree managed to get some job, a generalist kind of a job. Some of them went for civil services, some of them went for law. Today, when students pass out, they move into NGOs, they go as journalists, part of public policy, political consultancy, election consultancy, advertising, think tank, lawyers, corporate affairs, and many of them are generalists. The scope for our department has opened up so much. And I guess that's one reason we have so many students looking for political science. Having said that, how can we be a cut above the rest? I know many of us will think I'm not qualified to be a guest lecturer, but things have gone beyond that. It's not just the subject. Today, you can talk about cyber security and policy, which makes a lot of sense to our students. You can look at a bonded labor case. There are so many things that you can educate our students with, and which will have a lot of impact on them and to know what's happening around. We all talk about internships. Everybody may not be able to give an internship, but if you can allow one student or two students just to work with you for 1 week, it's not an internship. It's just for him to observe what happens in an office, what is an office culture, what is systems, what is it when you stand in a difficult situation, what is it when you network and get work done. It's a world of experience. Some of us can help in writing, being young journalists, in the advertising industry to be a copywriter, writing policies. There are so many things that one can do. If some of us can also be a part of the advising committee of the department to talk about what is happening in the outside world and how it will be applicable and how important it is to teach the present generation. Finally, some of us can also recruit our own department students. Having said that, if I were to conclude and say, what can we do? Many of us can share knowledge to the individual students, to the college. We can engage them in our office space of work. We can teach them how to take decisions, how to network, how to help to connect with people to raise money for the institution, how to support financially, and if possible, also engage them and employ them. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your thoughtful reflections of reality and for sharing your journey as an MCCN. I now invite Dr. Lawrence S. Prabhakar, former faculty member of the Department of Political Science, to share a few words with us.
Thank you. I thank the Lord God for giving me this opportunity to study in this institution. It has been a great reflection of learning and outside learning. I wish to thank Professor Dr. Alexander Mandramurthy, my beloved professors, and my present-day colleagues for this great fraternity by which they've been able to come to this institution. Now, MCC has this standing that goes throughout the world actually there. In all my international conference circuits and international fellowship circuits, this learning in MCC had been a great source of inspiration and support. And the kind of informal discipline that this institution brought about has been a transforming part in my life. And I thank God for this great opportunity that has come to me in all these years. I've served about 33 years of teaching and research in this institution, and I retired quite recently. But one thing I would like to leave with the department, that the department needs to think ahead of its time actually there. We are living in the present,
Good afternoon to all. So as teachers, when we started our career, one tough aspect was to hold a class. So now I understand how challenging it would have been for our teachers to, keep the discipline in class. And your only weapon is your lecture. So by your words, you have to hold the class. So it was a great learning for us. And today I understand it's another learning for me here today. I belong to the 1987-93 batch, and my class is one of the biggest group over here. We have around 10 of us here, and I'm very happy and proud that we were all able to come together. And of course, I have a big group of students. Very happy to meet them after long years. But I also got the opportunity to meet one or two very seniors. One ma'am who was in 1972, she was in the 1972 batch, whose contact our head of the department, former head of the department, Dr. Mandramurthy sir, had given. And also now I helped another person. She says she belongs to the 1969 batch. Miss Draupadi, she is also here. So this is a great, wonderful opportunity for us to meet so many people. I do not know when we will have a program like this. Yesterday, when we were deciding on the timing and all of that, Dr. Sridhar, myself and some other people, the faculty, we were very carefully jotting down the time of each one's, slot. So we thought we are starting at 10 and 11 was supposed to be the photograph. But morning, we all required time, including me, right? I think I can say this, at least I hugged some 4 or 5 people when I met them. So long years after you see them, so it was 10:30 by the time I think we started. I was much worried because as we all know, Dr. Mandramurthy sir is very particular about time and he calculates in minutes. So I do not know how he's going to react, but luckily things were fine. But now I think we are nearing 1:30, it's almost lunchtime. And we planned one section to be a formal one, another one to be a bit informal. All of that happened, but all of that was planned, but nothing happened that way. But we are happy that most of us are here in the hall now. So it's my duty to propose the vote of thanks and my privilege to do it on behalf of the department. At the outset, I thank God Almighty for bringing us all together and make this day happen. It is definitely not by us, it is only by God's grace that we were all able to come together. I also have to thank our principal, Dr. Paul Wilson. He's always a great source of encouragement and inspiration for all of us. He's very approachable, and whenever we have a good idea, a new idea, he's ready to listen to it, and he allows us to do things in our own way. And also thanks to our bursar, because as most of you will know, we started working with the bursar's office right from the time we started with the registration, because they are the people to give us the link, and all our registrations, the payments go through the office, and we will have to work with them in settling bills and all of that. So we got a lot of support from the bursar's office. I express my deep-felt, heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Alexander Mandramurthy, our first head of the Department of Political Science and the former principal of our college, for his presence here and also for addressing the gathering. I am sure most of you listened to him after very long years, listened to his lecture. So kind of, but it was nice to listen to his experiences and all of that. Thank you so much, sir. And I also thank Auntie, Prema Auntie. We've always we've always met her, and whenever we visited them, we've always experienced her love and warmth and hospitality. Thank you so much, Auntie, for being here today. It is my duty again to thank all the retired professors of the department. They have all taken time. Myself and my classmate Divyan, we took this opportunity to go and meet some of them, and it was very nice spending time with them. They spoke to us, and they are all here today. Thank you so much, all the professors. And also, I have to place in record that we as junior faculty, when we joined the department and throughout, we always experienced their love and the respect that they gave to us. As even if we were the younger ones in the department, we were always treated with so much of love and respect. And that is a value, I think, which we have taken from them, we have imbibed from them now, and in our everyday work also, I think we followed all of that. And that will be something which we will be taking with us, because people like Professor Sridhar, myself, Divyan, we will all retire in a few years. But that's something which we will cherish for a lifetime, because we were treated with so much of love and respect by each of the faculty, which we really thank God for that. It was great listening to our distinguished alumni who had shared their experiences, and it's my responsibility to thank them. Thank you for your time and the knowledge that you have shared with us. The Global Alumni Reunion of the Department of Political Science, we had some of our alumni friends, as Professor Sridhar said. They were the ones who came up with the idea that we will have it now. And they gave us a lot of ideas. They met us several times. They made many visits to college, in campus, off campus. They were doing a lot of work. So a big thanks to the entire team. We had Mangala, we had Gopi from my class, we have Murli sir, my senior, we had Krishna, and Karpuswamy, my own classmate. They have all worked. Yes. We have all worked very closely. And Chitra, again my student. So in many ways, sometimes it was not possible to meet physically, but we were always working together to make this happen. And today it's a reality. The registration, when we had floated the idea, we saw that there was a great response from our alumni friends, and the registration went up to more than 220. That was very encouraging. So from our side, we had to kind of decide on how many numbers, because we had to place orders for various things. So we just kept one slot for spot registration, which was again a bit challenging, because we really didn't know how many would turn up, because we heard stories where other departments, there were a lot of hundreds and all, they had come. Because just friends will say, and they all came, but it all happened well. The registration went beyond 220. We also have spot registrations. So a big thanks to all the alumni who have traveled sometimes far, and they are all here to attend this program. Thanks to all of you. And at this juncture, I have to thank my own department, the Association of Political Science, the faculty members, the students, all of them. Yesterday, even till yesterday, it was too late by the time they completed the work. Tirelessly, they were all working in organizing all of these. Today, we have many of our student volunteers around. And for them, actually, the reality was many more wanted to see the alumni. They asked us whether they will be allowed to be here. But we had to finalize on numbers. So we just allowed some volunteers to be here with us. So a big thanks to our own department faculty and the students. Thank you, one and all.
Friends, we are way behind schedule, but this was bound to happen when we all get together. Now what we are planning to do is, there is an informal program now. Basically it has two parts. One, we have a documentary painstakingly compiled by my colleagues and my students. I really think you should all watch it. It'll run for some 13-14 minutes. It has a lot of past photographs and all that. You might find yourselves in those photographs. We are going to play that. That's number one. Number two, we are going to have a cultural program by current students, not very long, maybe 35-40 minutes or so. But in the meantime, I know that many of you are hungry. So therefore, lunch is ready. Both veg and non-veg lunch is served in the student cafeteria. And as I mentioned, it's a new cafeteria. Many of you haven't seen that cafeteria. And those who would like to have lunch, please adjourn to the cafeteria. And then please come back. If you finish the lunch soon, then you can come back here to watch the cultural program, the documentary, etc. Now, I should also recognize two people, because when I was talking, Mr. Dharmarajan was not here. Mr. Dharmarajan, IPS, he's a DIG Intelligence, another celebrated student of our department. I recognize and I acknowledge his presence here in our midst. Thank you, Dharma, for coming and joining us today. It's a working day and still he managed to join us here. And one more person I should personally thank is Mr. Karupuswamy, my immediate junior. He's a big benefactor, so he has very generously contributed for this program. He lays roads, I mean the good roads, NHAI roads all the way from Kanyakumari to Kashmir. So when I reached out to him for help, immediately he said, whatever you need, I'll help. And he has been very kind to us. So I want to thank and recognize the presence of Mr. Karupuswamy also here. So friends, lunch is being served and we have the documentary also. The punchline of that documentary will be the video of the speech that has gone viral, the speech by Honorable Minister Adav Arjuna, who of course was our student, and he makes a reference to our department and to his teachers and to Mr. Wilfred Davida, who has just left. So I strongly suggest that you stay here and watch the documentary also. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am, for that heartfelt and nostalgic walk down memory lane and also giving us a glimpse of what it's like to organize a reunion to call everyone home. Every department has a story. Some of it is preserved in photographs, some in documentaries, some in memories, and much of it lives in the people who have been a part of this journey. We now invite you to revisit that journey through a documentary on the Department of Political Science. May I request everyone to sit back and enjoy the screening.
Hello everyone. I hope all of you are doing fine and happy reunion to all of you. I really wanted to attend our alumni reunion in person, but I might be traveling to Missouri on either 22nd or 23rd of August. That's why I'm not there in person, but doing this video to address all of you. Anyways, I'm grateful that I'm able to do this at least. So to talk about our department, I still remember the 17-year-old me who walked into the college and the department with a lot of hopes and dreams. I still remember sitting in some corner and partially listening, partially awake, and still getting good marks in the exams because studying in the last minute always works. Always worked in college. And if that was UG, PG was different. Individual attention from professors and small classes. I still remember the days where we classmates would sit together and discuss on length what we have learned and whatever that was happening around us. I am sincerely grateful to all of our professors who have not only just taught us political science but always made us to think critically and finding answers by ourselves. I think all the values that I have learned from my professors and my friends will keep me grounded and ambitious at the same time in my future. I still remember my dissertation days, especially in the final year of PG, where Adarsh sir has sat with me and helped me finish it on time, and then Viva, everything. I still remember those days very vividly. I am deeply grateful that I got the opportunity to study in MCC also. I sincerely do not think I'll be sitting here and talking to you as a proud alumna of Department of Political Science, as somebody who has cleared UPSC Civil Services examination without MCC. MCC shaped the woman who I am today and will continue to shape the woman who I am going to become in the future. So all thanks to the department and my professors and my classmates, friends, everybody. I hope to see all of you in the future somewhere around, and eagerly waiting to listen to all of your stories, especially from my seniors, and I'll be able to share some of mine too. So I wish you all the very best in life and hoping to see you all in the future. Thank you.
It's my pleasure to reconnect with my Department of Political Science on this occasion. I'm Varsha K from batch of 2022 to 2024. I'm happy to share that I have cleared TNPC Group 1 examination and have been posted as Deputy Collector in Madurai district. My experience at MCC and my department have been an important journey. College life here has given me opportunity to learn not just through academics but also through the people I met and the discussions I had and the different perspectives I had been exposed to. A strong foundation is indeed needed for the civil services preparation. The classroom discussions we had and the opportunities to develop the leadership qualities and the networking opportunities through seminars and the internships gave me that strong foundation. As I begin my journey in the public service, the education and the values I received here will continue to guide me in fulfilling the responsibility that comes with a public service. The department also taught me to pause and enjoy the moment, look beyond the textbooks and understand and appreciate the realities of the life. More importantly, it gave me soulful friendships and lasting connections with my faculty, which I will cherish forever. I am truly grateful to my professors of Department of the Political Science and MCC for the guidance that shaped my journey today. I will always be a proud MCCN and alumni of Department of Political Science. Thank you.
Hello friends, myself Selvarani. I'm from Vilupuram district. I have completed my BA Political Science in the year 2020 in Madras Christian College. Last year I have been posted as Sub-Registrar Trainee in Vilupuram district by clearing the TNPSC Group 2 examinations Now I have cleared TNPSC Group 1 examinations. I have been selected for the post of Assistant Director of Rural Development. Currently I am being posted in Kallakurichi district. My days in MCC was a pure bliss. My HOD, my professors, my friends, they were all a blessing to me. And my Silambam and Bharatanatyam performances representing my political science department and my Margaret Hall, they're all sweet memories and they are close to my heart. I sincerely thank my friends, my professors, my HOD and all those who supported me to come to this place where I am being right now. Thank you so much.
Political science என்னுடைய கனவு படிக்கணும்னு அப்போ நேரு ஸ்டேடியத்தில் எனக்கான அகாமடேஷன் கிடைச்ச பிறகு என்னுடைய கோச் அன்னைக்கு இருந்த மெம்பர் செக்ரட்டரி திரு டேவிதார் ஐஏஎஸ்ஐ நான் இன்னைக்கு நினைவு கொள்கிறேன். ரொம்ப நேர்மையான அதிகாரி. ஒரு திட்டம் நேர்மையான அதிகாரியும் ஒரு அமைச்சரும் இருந்தால் எப்படி செயல்பட முடியும்னா அதுக்கு ஒரு சிறந்த உதாரணம் நான். அரசு திட்டத்தின் வழியில் படித்த மாணவன் நான். அப்படி நேரு ஸ்டேடியத்தில் இருக்கும் பொழுது மெட்ராஸ் கிறிஸ்டியன் காலேஜில் பொலிட்டிக்கல் சயின்ஸ் எனக்கு ஸ்காலர்ஷிப் கிடைச்சிச்சு. அங்குதான் என்னுடைய அரசியலுக்கான அறிவை வளர்த்த இடம். அங்கே இருந்த ப்ரொஃபசர் அலெக்சாண்டர் மந்திரமொழி அவர்களுக்கு நான் நன்றி சொல்றேன்.
And now, from memories and reflections, we move to music, rhythm, and celebration. MCC has always been a place where academic life and cultural expression have gone hand in hand. We now present a cultural program by the students of the Department of Political Science. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the performances. Let us begin with our first musical presentation by our students from the Northeast.
Check.
Thank you for that wonderful performance. We now move from music to movement. Please welcome our performers for a semi-classical dance presentation.
ഇതുവഴി കാളിന്റെ തടത്തിൽ അരിയൊരു പ്രേമഹർഷമായി കുളിവിളി തലനെയും നദി തന്റെ ഹൃദയം കുളകം ഞൊറിയുകയായി സുരഭിതമാകും സുന്ദര സന്ധ്യ പനിനീർ മഴയിൽ കുളിരുമ്പോൾ അഴകായി നദിയിൽ വരുവാ ശ്യാമമേഘമേലി സഗമപ സ്നേഹദത്തുമായി വാ നിപമപ കാളിന്റെ തടത്തിൽ സഗമപ പ്രേമഹർഷമായി
நறுமுகையே நறுமுகையே நீ ஒரு நாழிகை நில்லாய் செங்கனி ஊறிய வாய் திறந்து நீ ஒரு திருமொழி சொல்லாய் அற்றை திங்களன் நிலவில் நெற்றி தரள நீர் வடிய கொற்ற பொய்கையாடியவள் நீயா அற்றை திங்களன் நிலவில் நெற்றி தரள நீர் வடிய கொற்ற பொய்கையாடியவள் நீயா
ஜம் நம் த ரம் த தளம் குதக்க தக்கு தத்த தங்கிடத்துக்கு தரிகிடத்துக்கு தா ஜம் தக்க ஜம் ஜம் த takita ta da ta jum kirtiga jum ta tanum ta tarum ta takita ta tangirtiga tarigirtiga ta tarita ta danata ta runata ta dimita ta da jum tatanum tatarum tagadim takirtiga tangirtiga tarigirtiga ta dim ta tarigirtiga ta jum dim da ta jum nam da ta jum tam takita danata ta tangirtiga tarigirtiga dim ta tarigirtiga ta jum dim dak takita jum jum dakita dak jum ta jum dakita ta jum kirtiga tarigirtiga ta dam tarita ta dana tarita ta tarigirtiga tarita ta dana ta jum tarita dana ta tangirtiga tarigirtiga ta tarigirtiga ta jum dim da ta jum nam dak takita jum ta dim tum nam ta tangirtiga tarigirtiga ta di ta dana ta tarigirtiga dana ta dana ta dim ta tarita ta dana ta di ta dana ta tangirtiga tarigirtiga ta dim tarigirtiga ta dim tarigirtiga ta dim tarigirtiga ta dim tarigirtiga ta jum tarigirtiga ta tangirtiga tarigirtiga dingirtiga tarigirtiga dongirtiga tarigirtiga ta गरज आज मेघ घनन घनन छायोरी धमक दमक चमके बिजुरी कहत है ऋतु राज आयोरी गरज गरज आज मेघ घनन घनन छायोरी धमक दमक चमके बिजुरी कहत है ऋतु राज आयो कहत है ऋतु राज आयो कहत है ऋतु राज आयो रे निसारे मम मने मम निसारे सा
That was a beautiful performance. Thank you Divya Lakshmi M from 3rd BA, Harini Shri from 1st BA, T. Yogita from 1st BA and Pooja P. Nath from 3rd BA. And now we return to music with our second musical presentation.
உலகமாரோரும் அறியாதை சூஷிச்ச ஆழங்கள் ஆழங்கள் ஈழங்களாய் ஊரோரு வர்ணங்களாய் இடரும் நுரண்டே உள்ளே பிரணயத்தில் மழையாய் நீ பொழியுங்கே நாடு தளரும் நுரண்டே தனதோர் பின்னே அலதள்ளும் பிரணயத்தால் உணரும் மலரே அழகே அழகே தீச்சொரு சிலை அழகே மலரே என் உயிரில் விடரும் பனிமலரே கண்ணோட கண்களேற்றும் கற்பூர தீபமே கைதேர்ந்த போது பாயும் மின்சாரமே உல்லாச மேடை மேலே ஓரங்க நாடகம் இன்பங்கள் பாடம் சொல்லும் என் தாயகம் இங்கங்கு ஊஞ்சலாக நான் போகிறேன் அங்கங்கு ஆசை தீர் நான் வேகிறேன் ஒன்றாக மோகனம் என் காதல் வாகனம் செந்தாமரை செந்தேன் மழை என் ஆவி நீயே தேவி சிரிக்கும் விழிகளில் ஒரு மயக்கம் பரவுதே வார்த்தைகள் தேவையா என் வானிலே ஒரே
మనసు మీద వయసుకున్న అడపు చెప్ప తగునా సామజవర గమన నిన్ను చూసి ఆగగలనా మనసు మీద వయసుకున్న అడపు చెప్ప తగునా సామజవర గమన నిన్ను చూసి ఆగగలనా మనసు మీద వయసుకున్న అడపు చెప్ప తగునా.
Thank you.
Thank you for that stunning performance. And now, to conclude the cultural program, we now have a performance that brings together rhythm, grace, and expression. Please welcome our performer, Sri Lakshmi from 1st BA, for a semi-classical presentation.
मेरे ढोल ना सुन मेरे प्यार की धुन मेरे ढोल ना सुन मेरे ढोल ना सुन मेरे प्यार की धुन मेरे ढोल ना सुन मेरी चाहते तो फिजा में बहेंगी जिंदा रहेंगी होके फना मेरे ढोल ना सुन मेरे प्यार की धुन मेरे ढोल ना सांसों में तेरे सरगमे हैं अब रात दिन जिंदगी मेरी तो कुछ ना अब तेरे बिन
सांसों में तेरी सरगमे हैं अब रात दिन जिंदगी मेरी तो कुछ ना अब तेरे बिन
तेरी धड़कनों की सरगोशी मेरी धड़कनों में बजती है
मेरी जागती निगाहों में ख्वाहिश तेरी ही सजती है
मेरे ख्याल में हर पल तेरे ख्याल शामिल है
लम्हे जुदाइयों वाले मुश्किल बड़े ही मुश्किल है निजा 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 धनी 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 पदा 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 गम पदा नि निजा pani niza pani niza pani niza pani niza gam pada ni da pada ni da pada niza gam pada ni da pada ni da pada niza gam pada ni da pada pada gam ni 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 sa gam ga sa gam pada pada niza
गम पदा नि द पद पम गम गरे सा नि धनि सा गम ग सा गम पद पदा नि सा
निजा 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 निजा
धनि 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 धनि
gam pada ni da pama gam pada ni da pama
गम पम गम गरे सा रे सा नि धनि सा
sa da ni ni sa sa ga ma ga
सा सा ग गम पदा धनि द
धनि sa ga sa ni धनि sa ni धनि da pama gam धनि sa धनि da pama gam धनि sa ni धनि sa gam धनि sa ni da pama gam धनि sa ni da gam धनि sa ni da pama gam धनि sa ni da धनि ni sa sa ga ni sa sa ga ma sa sa ga ma ma da da ga ma ma da da ni
Thank you for that wonderful and mesmerizing performance, Sri Lakshmi. And now, it is time to refuel. Lunch will be served and is currently being served at the Student Center, which is the cafeteria. We invite everybody present here to proceed to the cafeteria and enjoy lunch. As we come to this close, let us remember that reunions are not really about looking back. They remind us of where we came from, reconnect us with the people who shaped us, and give us an opportunity to carry those memories forward. As A.A. Milne beautifully put it, how lucky I am to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard. Today, we have been fortunate to have exactly that. Thank you for being here. Thank you for making the journey back to MCC. And most importantly, thank you for making this department and the institution a part of your story. Have a wonderful afternoon, and once again, welcome home.